Hello everyone. Today I'm going to show you how to create this type of a vintage looking style, the logo design in Illustrator and animate it. So this is what we're going to have. So on the background, the badge is kind of fading in, rotating, and then at the same time it's scaling up like this. And then the text is coming in, staying in black and white for a while, and turn to color. Black and white and color. Isn't it cool? Okay, so I'm going to show you how to animate this, and also I'm going to show you how to create this type of vintage style, the logo design in Adobe Illustrator. Okay, so if you haven't subscribed my channel yet, please do it. That's going to be a big help for me, and then also set the notification for my latest video. And let's get started. Okay, so first please download the file from the link I provided, colorscheme.ai. This is an Illustrator file. And then with this, the four color schemes, we're gonna make that vintage style logos. So vintage style color scheme is kind of a little bit low saturated, like a desaturated color with a more like a flat color schemes. So first the thing is, let me open the layers. I'm gonna lock this layer and let me create a new layer on top. So first the thing is I'm going to type the title of this logo, Wabashi. Wabashi is the other name of the river located in Indiana. That's the place where I used to live. Excuse me. So the font I'm using is that is this. So from the thefont.com, and this is kind of an open source free type faces you can download from here. And then I'm downloading this Blender script, this one. So click on download. And then I got this Wabashi Blender script, and the type size is going to be 72 point. Okay. So first the thing is we're going to create outline as a graphic. So under type menu, create outlines. And then let me zoom in. So once you zoom in, you can see that there are multiple graphics now. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to combine, unite it as a one graphic by using Pathfinder and unite it. See? Okay. So I'm zooming out. Okay, the next thing is, let me move this up so you can see better. Okay, now select your Wabashi, your text, and then I'm going to change the angle by using the shear tool. So double click this, and then angle is going to be a -10, and then axis we're going to use the vertical axis, and 90 nothing's happening, and just okay. So you see that something like this, Wabashi. Now open appearance panel. If you do not see this, it is under Windows menu and appearance here. Okay, so my text is selected, and then in this appearance panel on the bottom you will see that add new fill. Click on that. So new fill is added here, and then choose your eyedropper tool and place a sample this yellow. See? Okay, now we're gonna add another new fill. That one is gonna be this green. We don't see it because it is under the yellow. So still, the second new green fill is selected in your appearance panel. We're gonna make some changes by clicking on this add new effect. And go to distort, transform, and transform. Now we're gonna apply some kind of a little bit offset things. So we're going to move horizontally and vertically 0.1 pixel and 0.1 pixel, and no angle. And please make sure you check all these three here. Then I'm gonna have the 25 copies. So what it does, it will make them multiple copies, something like this. So there are 25 copies of that green fill. See? So it is kind of a little bit three-dimensional looking. So let me add some more. Select it. Now we're gonna add new stroke appearance. I'm gonna move it to the very bottom under green fill content. So it's on the very bottom now. And then select that option. I'm gonna increase the stroke weight up to 7 point, and we're gonna change it the stroke color. So stroke color is gonna be this one, this blue. Let me double click this fill color. That is this. That's the hex code. So let me copy this, Command C or Control C, copy the number, the hex code, and then select my text again, go to Appearance panel, and then watch this. Stroke color is gonna be, double click here, and paste that hex code, that's number. So that's the color. And then still the stroke is selected. Add new effect, distort and transform, and transform. This time we're gonna move it a little bit more, 0.2 pixel and 0.2 pixel, and then I want to have 50 copies. And okay, see? Wabashi. So now we have the kind of a three-dimensional looking effect on this title. So let me zoom out. Okay, so this is the first thing, Wabashi. Now go to layers, lock this layer, and add new layer, and then move it to just under the text layer, the Wabashi title layer. Okay, so what I'm gonna do, I'm gonna hide the top layer temporarily, just for now. So in this new layer, the second one, let's try this. I'm going to set my fill color to that blue, and no stroke color. And then let me choose my rectangle tool and click. And please type the 80 pixel width by 200 pixel height. Okay. Place it here. Now, choose your delete anchor point tool from your toolbox and get rid of one of them. So it's a triangle. And then now choose direct selection tool, the white arrow. Select that point and hold down the shift and move it to the right. Sorry. Move it to the right. You see that? It snaps in the center, and release it. Now, choose add anchor point tool, the plus pen tool. Place it in the middle. See that? You see the guidelines? So I'm adding a new point in the middle. Now move it up by keep pressing the up arrow key, just like this. Okay, now select it. Now next thing is I'm going to choose my rotate tool. Choose that and place your mouse cursor in the center in this anchor point. Hold down the option and you see that 4 dots next to your mouse cursor and click. We're going to rotate the other 20-degree angle and copy it. So I have 2 of them. And then I'm going to repeat the same procedure by holding down the Command key and hit the D key, Command D. Okay, looks like a kind of a seal. Now select everything, open Pathfinder, and unite it as a one shape. Okay, now choose your direct selection tool, white arrow, click in the middle somewhere. Let me zoom in. So once you choose your seal shape with this direct selection tool, you see that kind of the dots everywhere. Select one of them and keep pressing your mouse button and drag it. See? I'm going to stop somewhere here. Okay, so it looks good. Next thing is, let me choose my oval tool, ellipse tool, and then I'm going to set my fill color to white. And let me place the mouse cursor somewhere in the middle. You see that? Intersect. Hold down the Option, click, and Shift. Drag it. Just like this. So it is completely centered, perfectly centered. Now copy, Command C, and paste in front, Command F. Command C and Command F. Excuse me. So it looks the same, but there's another one now. It's overlapped. So what I'm going to do is, by holding down the Option, click, and Shift, let me make it smaller, maybe about this size. Okay. Then, by choosing your eyedropper tool, let me fill in this red. Let me copy again and paste in front, Command C and Command F. And with this selection tool, I'm going to make it smaller again. And I'm going to fill it in blue. Okay. So let me open my layers panel. I'm going to make my top layer visible and my bottom layer invisible. Okay, so it looks okay. What I'm gonna do is I'm going to oops, sorry, not this one. Let me unlock this layer. My Wabashi text, I'm gonna make it a little bit bigger, and then I'm gonna relocate it in center. So by holding down the Option, click, and Shift, I'm going to make it bigger. I don't know about this size. I don't like this kind of white little gap here. So let me make it slightly bigger. And let me select all. I'm going to center it here. I think it looks okay. Looks good to me. Let me move it up slightly. Okay, looks good. Now, I want to have some text. So first thing is, let me choose this, the blue, the circle in the middle. Okay, now copy, Command C, and paste in front, Command F again. And then hold down the Option, make it, Option, click, and Shift, make it a little bit smaller, maybe about this size. Color really doesn't matter. Okay, now I'm gonna change my tool to Type on Path tool, this one. Okay, and then let me click on this border of this smallest one, this circle. Open character panel. I don't know, it's too big. And then I'm gonna change my font to copper plate Gothic bold. And let me just type something. Before we do this, make sure kerning is 0 for now, and then my baseline option, I want to keep it 0. Okay, and let me type it again. what I'm gonna type is winery in Terre Haute in Indiana. Yeah, this Wabash River is located in the Terre Haute. That's the name of the city in Indiana, state of Indiana. Okay. I want to have in white, and then I want to make it a little bit bigger. Nope. Yep. So it looks good. So winery in Terre Haute, Indiana. Okay. Now I want to have the the text on the bottom. So select the text, type on the path, copy again, Command C, and paste in front, Command F. So it's doubled now. So there are two winery in Terre Haute, Indiana in white. What I'm gonna do is I'm selecting the top one now. You see that? Place your mouse cursor on this bar here. You see that mouse cursor changes with that kind of right angle and then up arrow key, arrowhead, and keep pressing your mouse button and drag it. See? I'm gonna rotate it like this. Okay. The first I want to change the text. So let me highlight it. Don't worry about that. With this type on path tool, let me type family owned since 1984. I don't know. There's no such company like this. This kind of hypothetical company. And then what I'm going to do is I'm going to move this text under this baseline by using this. In your character palette, see? And then also I want to control the kerning and tracking. So family owned since 1984. I think it looks okay now. All right. So Wabashi, winery in Terre Haute, Indiana, and family owned since 1984. Okay. So I'm okay with that. And next thing is I want to create outlines for this text. So go to type menu and create outlines. And this one too. Type, create outlines. Okay. So let me check my layers. So top layer, I have a Wabashi text, the title. And bottom layer, I have this kind of badge shape with the white text on it. So we're gonna save those two things separately as a transparent pink file, so we can use it in the Animate CC. So first thing is, let me hide this. What I'm gonna do is go to File menu and then Export, Save for Web. Make sure you're choosing the transparency check mark, PNG 24. Save it. I'm gonna save it as title.png. Okay, now the badge. Go to File, Save for Web, Export and Save for Web. Ping 24, save it. I'm gonna save as badge.png. Okay, so now we are ready to animate it in Animate CC. So let's move on. Okay, now we're creating the new document in Adobe Animate CC. The size is going to be 600 pixel by 600 pixel. This is exactly the same size as the Illustrator file, the color scheme. And 24 frame rate. This time we're going to use the ActionScript 3.0 platform type because we're going to apply some filters and create it. Okay, so let me double click my hand tool so I can make this document window fit to the side to the window. And then open the library, and then there are the two files we made, two PNG files, which the first one was batch. Hold down the command key, and also title.png, and also please download the images. I gave you the old paper background too. So these three files, batch.png, paper, texture, and then the title.png. So these three things. Just drag it to your library panel directly. So we have these three. Okay, now this first layer is going to be a batch layer. So I'm going to rename it as a batch. So have your batch.png, drag and drop, and open properties panel. Set the X and Y coordination 0 by 0. Okay, now add a new layer. This layer will be named as a title. In the library panel, let me choose the title.png, drag and drop onto this new layer. And properties panel, I'm going to set to 0 by 0. Okay. So it looks okay. Okay, now what I'm going to do is let me lock my top layer first, and let me select this bottom layer, my batch. Okay, and then first thing is I will need to convert this graphic as a movie clip symbol so I can apply some filters. So click on this, the convert to symbol button. I'm gonna name it as a batch again, as a movie clip symbol. Okay. Now lock the bottom layer, unlock the top layer, select the Wabashi title, see it is selected, and then convert it as title as a movie clip symbol. Okay, now unlock it, select all of them, and in your properties panel you will see that now filters are visible because they are the movie clip symbols now. Click on this plus button, add a filter. I'm gonna adjust the color. I'm gonna leave everything as it is except the saturation. Let me just desaturate it down to negative 100. Okay. Now, let me lock top layer, the title layer. So I'm selecting the batch, the bottom layer, and highlight the 1 second mark, 24 frames, and insert a keyframe. Place your mouse cursor somewhere here, anywhere. Hold down the control or right click and create classic twin. Okay, so nothing's happening. So on my first keyframe, let me highlight it, select the other, click on your image, make sure your top layer is locked. So I'm selecting the my batch image on frame number 1. Now let me open my free transform tool, the transform panel. If you do not see this, it is under Windows menu and transform. Okay, I'm gonna make it about, 20% smaller. Make sure your constraint chain is linked. I'm gonna rotate it 180. So this is happening. Okay, but also let me highlight it. I want to apply the easy options. So -100. So it is kind of getting faster. Okay. So this one is okay now. Now let me move back to the beginning, unlock the title layer, okay, and highlight that frame, the keyframe, then move it, just like keep pressing your mouse button and drag it up to 1 second mark. Okay, now let me highlight that frame number 35, insert the keyframe, hold down the control or right click and place somewhere in between and click. Create classic twin. So on frame number 24 of my title, I'm gonna choose my Wabashi title, the black and white one, and let me move it out of stage, like somewhere here. And then also, I'm going to change, let me highlight this frame. I'm going to change the ease option down to -100. So this will happen. The batch is fading, is kind of spinning, and text is coming in. Okay, but there's one thing I'm missing. Let me lock this top layer. In my bottom layer, I want to make it fading in also. So I'm highlighting the small batches in the middle on my frame number 1. You see that in your properties panel, there's color effects, and from the drop down menu, please choose the alpha down to 0. So it is rotating, getting bigger, and fading in like this. Problem is, it's gone after 24. So let me highlight the frame number 35 on the bottom layer and just insert the keyframe. Okay. So it looks good so far. And the next thing is I want to make it stay as a black and white, maybe about a second. And then I want to make it turn to the full color version. So on 3-second mark in your timeline panel, select the 3-second mark and hold down the shift key. So highlight the 2 frames and insert just keyframe. See? So it stays as a black and white, maybe a 1.5 second. Now I want to change the color from black and white to color. So maybe on 4-second mark, hold down the shift key, select both frames, insert the keyframe. Okay. Now place your mouse cursor somewhere in between 3 and 4 seconds. Hold down the control or right click, create classic twin. Same thing. Control, create classic twin on both layers. Okay. Now place your playhead up to 4 seconds and unlock. Make sure your both layers are unlocked and select everything on 4-second mark. The very last keyframe. You see that still in the filters panel, you see that the saturation is -100. Change it to 0, which is default. So what's going to happen is, from black and white, it changes color to full color. See? Okay. And I want to make it stay maybe about 3 seconds. So let me highlight 7-second mark, both frames, both layers, and then insert the keyframe. And let's see what happens. Under Controls menu, Test, Color, 1, 2, 3, and back. Fading in, rotating, scaling up, and turn to full color image. Okay. And then there's only one thing left. I want to have some kind of the better background image. So let me add a new layer. I'm going to move this layer to the very bottom Let me rename it as a BG, background. Okay, and then from the library panel, there is the old paper background texture, and just drag and drop. And in the properties panel, I'm gonna set to 0 point. So it is more kind of a vintage style now. So let me test a movie. Command return. Okay. So vintage style logos, and then it is animating on the kind of old paper texture. So using Adobe Illustrator and Adobe Animate CC together. Okay, so thanks for watching, and then I'll see you next time. Bye bye.